Well, hello, welcome to my kitchen. So if you're new here, I'm Tina with Hanging with Frugal Tina. Today we're going to do a video on use what you have at home. Why am I doing that, you ask? Because I still don't have my car. So I'm going to show you a recipe. I'm going to double it. But if you're going to make it at home for a family of 4 to 5, it's going to cost you $3.98. Since I have to double it, I need an extra pack of meat. You guys know I am a big fan of using the ground turkey instead of the ground beef to keep the cost down until costs come down. So we're going to be using the ground turkey. What are we making? We're going to be making a beef and potato skillet. So then without further ado, let's go. Let's see if those butts come up. Okay, here you go. This is what you need. We're going to do the seasonings in the back. You're going to need some hot sauce, parsley, oregano, paprika, some seasoned salt or table salt. I prefer seasoned salt, pepper, garlic powder, DIJON mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and that's even if you're using beef, some oil to cook with. I'm doubling the recipe, so if you're doing the single recipe, you would need 1 pound of ground meat. I'm using ground turkey. For me, you need 2 pounds of potatoes. If you're doing 4 to 5, you would only need 1 pound. You can get those for 75 cents a pound at Walmart. Finally, you're going to need peppers and onions. You could buy a bag at Dollar Tree for $1.25. That usually works just fine. I thought I had some pepper in the refrigerator. I do not. I only have these 2 little pieces that I froze and an onion. So what I'm probably going to do is use, and I'm not sure if I'm still going to use the onion either, is use this bag I had left over from another recipe. As you can see, the tip there, I had already used it. So I might just use this in place of that, but we'll see. So there you have it. Let's get to cooking. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the potatoes. Okay, so my potatoes are all done being peeled up. I'm going to chop them. I want them pretty uniform. You can make them as big or as small as you like. I'm going to see what this size looks like first. I might use this or the size down. All right, just boop. Done. That's how I'm going to do all of the potatoes. Let me see what size they look like now. Oh. I slammed it so hard. There we go. No, that's about good. That's what I'm going to do. That size right there. I'm going to finish up the potatoes now. Alrighty, I'm going to slice up these, the pepper that I have now. I'm going to put this a little bit of water in here so that it doesn't start to turn brown or whatever. Alrighty, I'm going to slice up this pepper, these 2 peppers, and see what I get out of it. They're thawing out, so they're getting like real soft. See how much I get out of it before I decide what I'm going to use out of that other bag. But I'm just going to dice it up. That's all I'm going to do. Just like that. Ah. It's the only problem about freezing them. They get so like rubbery when you try and cut them. But just like that. You could leave them in strips if you want. It's not really that big a deal. Just cut them up. All right. Let me see what this gives me, and then we'll decide on what we're taking out of that bag that's in the freezer. Yeah, that's definitely not enough. Let me get out the bag and see what I can get out of that. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's slice that up. I think that should be good. I might take these onions out and put them back in the bag and just slice up a fresh onion. I think that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick out these onions. I want it as fresh as I can get it. All right, let me just run my knife through this frozen stuff here, and then we'll get to what else do we have to do. We're going to start cooking the potatoes. All right, we're all chopped up. I said we're going to start cooking the potatoes, but I forgot. Since I took that out, I got to dice up that onion. And this looks like a big file. This cooks way down. They're frozen. They're not, you know, sitting loosely. So I'm going to dice up this onion, and when we come back, we're going to start cooking. So for this, I'm going to leave the onions a little bit bigger. I'm just going to dice down and chunk it up. And then we'll get the rest of the onion. All of my onions have been like just this side of not fresh. I don't know what the word of it is, but seems like that's what I've been getting. They're just like almost not good. All right, I'm going to finish chopping up that onion, the other half, and moving on over to the cooktop. Before we begin cooking, I just want to let you know, I am very loosely following a recipe. This isn't rocket science here as to what we are going to be doing. There's certain ways I like to season my food that maybe you don't, or the author of who's ever making this does it. Like, for instance, it tells you to cook the potatoes and then the meat, then add seasoning. For me, I want to season my potatoes. I want to season in layers. So, that being said, what I'll do is I will leave the recipe down below, exactly how it's written. And if you want to follow the way I do it, you follow the way I do it. If not, you still have the original recipe. And the recipe I think I'm going to leave will be for the 4 servings. And you could double it or whatever you need to do. So let's start. It's calling for enough oil to cook the potatoes. So that's what we're going to do. Now I have a lot of potatoes, so I'm hoping that I didn't cut up too many. I'm always heavy on the potatoes because I like potatoes. Okay, I had these sitting in water. I've been shaking them over here, trying to get all the water out because I really don't want it to pop on me. But it probably will anyway. So we're just going to add a little bit by hand rather than pouring it in. Now I had that up high to get it hot. I turned it all the way down to medium. Now this is for supposed to be a 1 pot, but I am a big family, so I might end up moving this over to a sauce pot or something. Now here they just want you to cook it just like that, but I can't. I gotta season the potatoes and everything else. So I'm gonna season with my heart. It says seasoned salt, and I prefer Lowry's. I've tried other brands. It's not it. I bought Badia, and I have it in my pantry, and I just never use it. I will eventually, but, ooh, that was salt. I didn't want to add salt. I'm going to add some pepper to this, and some paprika. There's other seasonings that are going in, but for right now, typically I would put Italian seasoning if I was doing like home fries or something. That's just a little bit of oregano. So I'm going to cook these until they're just about done, and then we're going to add the meat. This is going to take me a little bit longer. It could take you, it says 6 minutes. I've never cooked fresh potatoes in 6 minutes. But you could use frozen. You could use hash brown. You could use canned potatoes. I started cooking with canned potatoes as a young mommy because we didn't have any money, and sometimes all I had was a can of potatoes. I find that if you use canned potatoes, just rinse them first, because they don't brown properly and stuff like that. All right, so let me put a lid on this, let these cook a little bit, and we'll be back with the next step. I changed my mind. I'm going to add a little bit of the Italian seasoning in there. I'm hoping this is enough. I thought I made too much, and now I'm hoping I got enough. But I am adding 2 pounds of meat to this, where if you're just making it for 4 to 5, you would just put 1. Okay. That makes me feel better looking at it. Oops, I just shot one out of the pan. Okay. So now we're going to let that do its thing. That makes me feel better. Okay. Oops. I took the lid off. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder now. I'm just going to season some across the top. I probably should measure what I'm doing. Hold on. The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm going to add just like maybe a half a teaspoon now, just to get them onto the potatoes. That was very little, but I just need to season. Okay, so these aren't to be cooked all the way through, because we still have to cook the meat and everything else in here with it. So when they're starting to brown, and let me get a fork. It says till they start to brown. It's soaked up a lot of the oil out of the pan, but they're still a little bit too hard. I want to get them about halfway there. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. All right, these are not fork tender. The fork does go in, but it does, you know, it has a little resistance on it, because we still need some other things to cook while we're doing that. So to this pan, I'm going to add the ground turkey. To the pan. So now I'm doing 2. Boom. Boom. Just a minute, somebody's at my door. Okay, so we're going to start mashing that up. Okay. Right away, we're going to add the peppers, the onions. All right, got to put some onion in there. Ooh. I'll pick that out. Put the onion in there, and then we're going to put in the peppers. This does cook down, and I already have it out and thawed, so it's going in. Okay, we're going to cook that a little bit more, and then we're going to add some more seasonings. If you come back and I'm missing some potatoes out of here, I might move some potatoes out of the pan and into a different pan, just because I'm running out of room. So, but it still needs to cook. All right, let's get that going. Okay, it calls for 4 teaspoons of the paprika. 1. I have a little bit cooking off camera here. 2. 3, I'm going to do 4 over here. 4. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I know we already added some, but you need some flavor in this thing. Put a little bit over here. 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. We already added 1, so I'm just going to add 1 big heaping. Add a tiny bit over here. And we're going to give that a big old mix. Needs to be seasoned, guys. Needs to be seasoned. The only reason the food fits in here, I just can't stir it, so that's why I took some out. What's funny is I'm taking all kind of liberties with this dish that I've never made before. All right, let's give that a little bit more time to finish cooking up. And then we'll add the rest of the things we have to add to the pot. I forgot to add the Worcestershire to the meat, but we're gonna add it now. It says 2 teaspoons. This cap on this Dollar General is a teaspoon. So, 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons, and a dash over here. Okay, so I took a little taste of the potatoes. I didn't add very much salt. I added seasoned salt, but it wasn't enough. It's kind of flat tasting. So I'm gonna add some more seasoned salt to both pans. And just let that go, because the potatoes are almost there. Got some other seasonings to add, so I don't want to add too much salt to it until we're actually there. All right, let's go to the next step. So I'm going to trust the process with this next ingredient. It calls for 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard and hot sauce. Okay. It's not very much, so. Now it says hot sauce. I'm not gonna add the hot sauce because I'm a big sissy, but the kids will eat it. They'll add it tableside. All right, let's give that a big old mix and we're just about done. Now you could top this with cheese if you like. I feel like we're eating a lot of cheese lately, so I'm not gonna do that. You could top it with sour cream. I may have some in my freezer or refrigerator, I'm not sure. But let's mix that up and show you what it looks like, and then we'll start plating up. What to do, what to do. I asked the kids, do you want garlic bread with this? Or do you want just some bread or maybe some corn on the side? Nope, they just want to eat that. They did say they wanted garlic bread. What I'm gonna use is either, this is left over from the $20 Easter dinner. And I also have 3 rolls left in here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna slice these in half and make garlic bread out of it, just to have something to go with it. I also took a vote about the hot sauce. They said no. So I'm gonna give it to them tableside. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. And there's my plate. I'm gonna meet you at the table. If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. We're at the table. I did all this. I know what I'm doing. They didn't want any corn for some reason. I feel like it needs some corn. So there's my plate. It's looking yummy. Yummy. Right here I have a little bit of hot sauce for Eric to try it, and we'll see which way he likes it better. So let's just start it. When you try yours with the hot sauce, I'll try mine with some corn. All right, so let's just get a little bit of everything. Some of the peppers, the onions, the meat, the potato, all that. Yeah, spoon was good. I should have went with the spoon. All right. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Go. Mmm. 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 I was expecting it to taste like home fry-ish, but not really. It has a different taste with the meat in it. You like that? All right. You try yours with a little bit of hot sauce. I'm going to throw, I was supposed to say, what's in my corn? It's the parsley. I'm going to throw a little bit of, pardon the fingers. I'm going to throw a little bit of corn on mine. And we got some garlic bread from leftover bread we had. Now you tell me which way you like it better, and I'll tell you whether I like it with the corn or plain. Which way do you prefer?
Regular.
Wow. No hot sauce. By adding the corn, it adds like a sweetness to it.
Let me try some.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking I was going to put it on your plate.
Kind of does.
Kind of does. Do you have a preference? Still plain or?
Still plain.
Okay. Got some garlic bread. Oh, mine's falling apart. Ah! Holy schmoly. That's what happens when you use stale bread. I'm going to go for a little bit of everything on the garlic bread. See if that's... Because I'm feeling like there's a lot of carbs in this, but I'm feeling like it could use a little bit. Okay, you ready? Oh, you put hot sauce on it too?
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead. Mm-hmm. That's really good with the garlic bread. Good call on the garlic bread. All right, let me get everybody fed and find out if I cooked enough and if they like it, because I've never made beef and potatoes together like that. So, that's it. All right, I'll see you at the wrap up. Bye-bye. All right, there goes some more plates that I made. Their corn isn't on there yet because they wanted me to hurry up, so I just put the cups out. There is still more left in the pot. Eric also had a second size plate about the size of these. So we'll see if there's any leftovers. I don't ever show you like how much I'm putting on everybody's plate, but there you go. Still some left in the frying pan. And that's what's left in the frying pan. I doubt that'll be there when we do the wrap up, but we'll see. Dinner's over. How'd they do? Now you saw how much I put on their plates and that there was extras. Boom. They ate it all. It made 8 servings. So let's see what they thought about it. Let's see if it was enough food and if they liked it or not. Eric, was it enough food and did you like it?
It was more than enough food and I loved it.
Oh, wow. Nick, same question?
It was enough food and it was lovely.
Lovely. That's a good one. Yaya, same question.
It was enough food and it was fantastic.
Blaze.
It was enough food and it was really great.
And Jessica's comment, I'll put up on the screen. Did I call you Aiden? Oh, I'm sorry. Aiden, was it enough food and did you like it?
Yes, I really loved it and it was enough food.
Tyler, same question.
It was enough food. I loved it very much.
Alrighty. Now me. I liked it a lot. I really thought it was going to taste like home fry-ish, but it didn't. I said that a couple of times already, but I'm just surprised that it didn't. It was very, very good. It was a completely different flavor than what I thought it was going to be. The addition to the corn, I think, would have been good in the meal, but it was just as fine on the side because it added a little crisp, like snap to it. It wasn't all soft, and it added a little sweetness to it. So that's what I thought. So there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment either way. See you later. Bye. Don't forget, like and subscribe.